Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, and this is Week 2 Team Builder of the WWC World Weather Cup versus the Chicago Launchers. This is our crosstown rivalry for the week. So just to kick things off, here's my team. We did make a transaction dropping Beartick for Armaldo. So we have Armaldo available for this week. Matchup versus the Launchers. The Launchers are coached by my good friend Little Penguin. He's one of my Discord mods. He's also one of my mods on Twitch. So just to recap what we're running for team, we've got our Mega Swampert, Zeraora, Alola, Ninetales, Rose Raid, Chandeleur, Escavalier, Armaldo, Goodra, Pelipper, Kingdra, Slurpuff, and Cobalion. The team we'll be facing consists of Mega Aerodactyl, Latios, Bisharp, Cloyster, Rotom Heat, Aromatisse, Dedenne, Nihilego, Crocodile, Blaziken, Aggron, and Walrein. Overall, a very bulky team. Again, another bulky team to have to deal with, but also another team that hits very, very hard and poses quite a bit of a threat to the rain team that I have, as well as some of the other things on my rain team. So, I do apologize for the lighting. This is nighttime for me as I record this. I have my lamp and then I have my screens. And my screen I can't dim anymore, or I can't actually see my screen very well. So I know that makes very white on this side of my face. I apologize for that. That's something I will not be doing in the future. I will not be recording at night. I'll be recording during the day. That way I don't have this lighting issue for now until I can get a more professional setup, I guess is what I'm saying, looking at here. So going into the team builder, these are the 6 I'm bringing. I'm going to break down each one individually. So the first mon I'm bringing is the Cobalion. I gave it an air balloon so it does not get hit by the earthquake right away. It's got to get hit first to pop that balloon. So that way it can protect itself from a Crocodile earthquake. Justified ability, so if for some reason someone wants to knock me off, first they'll pop my balloons. I won't take as much damage from knockoff. And then I'll also get the +1 attack, which is huge for this week because I am running a very physical Cobalion with close combat, Iron Head, Stone Edge, and Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks are mainly to get chip damage up and break any potential focus sashes, as well as slowly wear down the Launchers team. I am running Jolly over Adamant. I need that extra speed in order to compete with things such as the Mega Aerodactyl, as well as the Blaziken, also the Dedenne as well. Just running as fast as I can to do as much damage as I can. The close combat will hit the Bisharp pretty hard, should end up potentially one-shotting the Bisharp. It hits the Cloyster very hard, it hits the Crocodile for damage, it hits the Walrein for damage, and it hits the Aggron for a huge, huge chunk of damage, potentially if it's not Sturdy Aggron to Oko the Aggron as well. Iron Head is mainly here for the Dedenne and the Aromatisse, as well as potentially, if I have to, I will use it on the Clauncher, or the Cloyster, and the Walrein. It also does a huge chunk of damage to the Mega Aerodactyl, though I will not outspeed a max speed Aerodactyl, even with a Jolly plus 252 plus Cobalion. I'm very worried about the Dedenne, to be perfectly honest. I know it's not a mon you usually get worried about, but being in the rain, he might bring Nuzzle to start slowing my mons down to prevent Swisswom from being a huge thing. as well as doing some other para hacksy stuff during the draft. When Dedenne was taken, I wasn't really sure what Dedenne did, and he mentioned to me that Dedenne can be a real nasty mon. I'm actually scrolling through right now to see what he told me. That's too far back. Okay, where is what Dedenne does? We were talking about this. Actually, I don't think this was in a DM. I think I gotta go into the main server. I'm sorry, guys. Normally I'm more prepared for this, but there was something about Dedenne that really confused me as to why he took it at the time. However, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I know he talked about it involved nuzzle, like paralyzing with nuzzle. Wow, Dedenne went way earlier in the draft than I thought, because I'm all the way... Yikes. Well, anyways, and then Stealth Rocks for the Rotom Heat. The Blaziken does not appreciate the Stealth Rocks. The Stealth Rocks does damage to the Cloyster and the Walrein. It also hits the Aerodactyl. It may not be super effective, as it will be on the Rotom, but it still does a good amount of damage. So it'll be very interesting to see. I'd hope to get rocks up early. I want to start chipping things as fast as I can. It'll allow me to sweep later and clean up very nicely. I'm going to stop looking for this. I don't know what it was that we talked about with Dedenne. I will find out and let you know if it happens to me. So yeah, Stone Edge hits the Aerodactyl hard. It hits the Rotom Heat. It hits the Blaziken. It hits the Walrein a little bit, and it hits the Cloyster a little bit. So the next mon is Chandeleur. I'm running a very specially offensive, very bulky Chandeleur to try and take a couple hits. Flame Body, because he does have a lot of physical attackers in the Mega Aerodactyl, the Bisharp. The Dedenne, if it tries to nuzzle, could potentially take a burn because of it. Blaziken, Aggron, and Walrein all being potential physical mons that are going to potentially hit up against this. So Flame Body to me was the better of the abilities. Flash Fire didn't really make sense because if Blaziken doesn't come, I'm not too worried about fire type moves. Even Rotom Heat, I'm not too worried about fire type moves, being that I'm bringing Rain this week. Fire types aren't going to be too big of a deal. Gave it HP Ground. The reason for HP Ground is because it takes care of the Bisharp, it takes care of the Dedenne, it takes care of the Nihilego, which the Nihilego may come in and try to Power Gem on me, and then HP Ground to get back at it. I should live the Power Gem. Aggron does not appreciate the HP Ground. Blaziken does not appreciate it either. The only problem is he does have 3 flying/levitators that will not take a hit from it, so I'm going to have to play around with that and make sure I don't let that get scouted out before it should be. It is running the Dark EMZ for Z Memento. What Z Memento does is it drops the attack and special attack of whatever mon is sitting in front of it, and then if the mon that uses Memento will faint, but the mon that comes in replacing it gets a HP boost back to full. So that could be very useful in bring some of my sweepers, such as maybe a Swampert, back up to full if it takes some big damage. Zero Aura getting back up to full. Cobalion getting back up to full. It basically gives new life to whatever I memento into. Basically, when Chandeleur is no longer useful, that's when I click Z Memento to try and heal something up. Flamethrower, mainly to hit the Bisharp. Do a neutral hit to the Aggron, neutral hit to the Walrein and the Cloyster, although Walrein carrying thick fat, Flamethrower is not going to do very much at all. So mainly it's for the Cloyster and the Bisharp. And finally Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is mainly for the Latias. Click Shadow Ball with the 252 plus special attack from a modest Chandeleur. The Latias has to be extremely defensive in order to take that hit and take multiple hits. Then the next mon we're bringing is our Pelipper. The reason for bringing Pelipper is I need the rain. That's about the only way. Oops, my apologies. It's about the only way I can handle some of his team and making Swampert viable. I can't bring Hail. He's got too many mons that check Hail, either through learning a Poison type move, or Rock type moves, or Steel type moves. The Alolan Ninetales just did not have a good matchup this week. Nor did Slurpuff. I did not want to bring Sticky Webs because if Defiant Bisharp comes, yes, its speed will drop, but it basically gains a free +2, and I did not want to have to deal with a +2/+2 +2 Bisharp sucker punching me to death. There's also the problem with multiple Steel types anyways, as well as Poison type moves, so Slurpuff just, to me, did not have a real good fit for this matchup. I didn't want to bring Kingdra on top of Mega Swampert, because then I'm basically throwing all my eggs into the rain basket, and if the rain goes down, I'm in trouble. Roselia, or Roserade, I keep calling that thing Roselia, but Roserade does not have a good matchup. Aerodactyl, Cloyster, Latias, Rotom Heat, Nihilego, Crocodile, Blaziken, Walrein all do a lot of damage to it, so I'm going to have to give up the ability to set T-Spikes and Rapid Spin them away, which is fine. T-Spikes with as many Levitators / Steel types as he has. Toxic Spikes aren't really that great this week. Armaldo again, for the same reason Alolan Ninetales isn't coming, same reason Slurpuff isn't coming. There's just too many Steel types, too many Fighting types, too many Fire types that can do damage here, and I didn't bring Escavalier this week because of the fact that I'm bringing Cobalion, and Cobalion basically functions the same as Escavalier and takes care of the majority of his team, so there was no real point in bringing both and then allowing him to basically kill the rain and run fire moves up on me. So Pelipper, Hurricane, Ice Beam, Scald, and Soak. Ice Beam handles the Latias. The Scald, if I can pick up a Scald Burn on Blaziken or Aggron or really anything that's physical, Mega Aerodactyl, any of it. If I can pick up a Scald Burn, would be huge. Ice Beam also deals with the Crocodile, being that it's a ground type. Hurricane in the rain hits hard, doesn't miss. It'll hit Blaziken hard. It'll basically hit his entire team hard for the most part, just get some big damage off. And then I'm bringing Soak. The reason I'm bringing Soak is because I'm also bringing Zeraora, which I'll talk about here in a few minutes. But Zeraora being an electric type does not do anything to Crocodile. However, if I start soaking things, I mean, he's already got water typing in Cloyster and Celio, but if I start soaking the Bisharp, if I soak the Latias, if I soak the Arrow, if I soak the Rotom, basically anything I soak then allows Zeraora to hit for super effective damage, and Zeraora hitting for super effective damage would be huge. So Soak is really there just to monkey around and give Zeraora some chances to fire off some big electric type of moves. Then we're bringing Mega Swampert for the Sweeper in the rain. We're actually running Adamant, not Jolly. I did the calcs. I don't need to run Jolly to outspeed anything besides the Mega Aerodactyl, and the Mega Aerodactyl isn't going to do much to Swampert, so I'm not worried about it. Power Up Punch to get our attack up. For those of you that don't know, Power Up Punch Waterfall in the rain Swift Swim does a ton of damage, plus the more pluses you get, the better it gets. But Power Up Punch actually does do some work itself. It takes and hits the Bisharp hard, it hits the Cloyster hard, it hits the Aggron hard, it actually hits the Crocodile as well, being that it's a dark type, it hits the Walrein pretty hard, so there's a lot that I can set the Power Up Punches up on and start getting to +2, +3, and basically waterfall my way in the rain to victory. Also bringing Earthquake. Earthquake, again, even though he has the 3 levitators, same reason I'm bringing HP Ground. Earthquake just hits it on the physical side and can take out a lot of really big threats, such as the Aggron, such as the Blaziken, such as the Bisharp. The Bisharp, and really the Bisharp is the one that I have to play around the most because I struggle once it gets to +2. I don't have a way to haze out or lower stats unless I were to run Clear Smog on Chandeleur, and I just don't see a good way to do that. Plus, Clear Smog can still be Sucker Punched. So, if that thing gets to +2, I'm in trouble. Then Stone Edge is to hit the Blaziken, the Rotom, the Cloyster, the Walrein, and the Mega Aerodactyl. Next up, we are debuting Zeraora. I wanted this thing when I made the league in the draft, and this was originally going to be Jolteon until I remembered Zeraora, as I talked before. So I actually made this thing, like, its spread is very, very weird. It is a physical Zeraora. Zeraora can run either physical or special, but it is better on the physical side. I made it Jolly with 168 speed. That is enough to outspeed Mega Aerodactyl. This thing is just like 2 speed points behind Mega Aerodactyl, and so running, I ran the calcs. This outspeeds Mega Aerodactyl by 2 points. So even max speed Jolly, Aerodactyl will not outspeed Zeraora, which will allow Zeraora to come in. Assuming it comes in clean and doesn't get hit by an Earthquake, it can come in and outspeed and Plasma Fist, or, yeah, Plasma Fist would be the move, and probably Oko, the Mega Aerodactyl, because we're running max attack. Also gave it some bulk in its defense and HP, just to live some more hits. We did give it the life orb, so its attacks do more damage. However, to deal with that, I did give it Drain Punch. So if I can Drain Punch like the Aggron or something else that really doesn't appreciate the fighting type move and get a bunch of HP back, it basically extends the life of the life orb and extends the life of Zeraora. Also, substitute Drain Punch. If I put up a sub, bulk up, Drain Punch to get the health back from the sub, put up another sub, bulk up, Drain Punch. I'm going to get to the point where my subs aren't being broken, my Drain Punches are basically healing me, and Life Orb recoil is basically next to nothing. Plus, if there's any normal attack moves sitting out there, I can Plasma Fist, and then they become electric type moves. Volt Absorb, I heal up. So, Zeraora is a very special mon in my mind. It's a very interesting mon. You can do a lot with it. I can't wait till it actually gets released in the games to see how it can be used competitively if it doesn't get banned. I'm interested to see it hit like the professional leagues, like the WBE and the APA and the P4G and that. And then to round out the squad, we've got Goodra. Again, Goodra is also rocking the Life Orb. This one is a very special, bulky Goodra, so it can take hits and deal heavy hits back. Ability Hydration, so as long as I have the rain up, if it gets toxic, it can heal itself in the rain at the end of the turn. If it gets burned, it can heal itself. If it gets any sort of status, paralyzed, sleep, it basically heals itself at the end of the turn. Dragon Pulse is to deal with the Latios. The Sludge Wave is to deal with the Dedenne and the Aromatisse. If those come, the only problem is Bisharp and Aggron can come in basically for free on that. And then T-Bolt was mainly to hit the two water types, Cloyster and Walrein, as well as Mega Aerodactyl. The only problem with this is the fact that Crocodile is around, and that's where if I can get a soak onto the Crocodile with Pelipper, I could Thunderbolt the Crocodile and hit it hard. I also remembered another reason I was bringing Zeraora was whatever that nuzzle technique that Little Penguin talked about during the draft with me. Volt Absorb, so the nozzle can't para me. So, but yeah, Goodra, Hydration to cure statuses. I gave it Rest, so we're gonna rest up and then heal that turn, so there's no sleep turns. And that basically, assuming I don't put myself in a position where Life Orb kills, like I take enough damage, then I hit back, Life Orb kills me before I can hit Rest. Basically, Goodra can just recycle itself. It can hit hard, hit hard, hit hard, Life Orb, chip it down, rest, wake back up, full health, Life Orb, Life Orb, Life Orb, rest, full health, wake up. So as long as the rain doesn't go down, Goodra basically can recycle health over and over and over and then hit like a truck. So that's the squad. We're going with the Jolly Cobalion with the Air Balloon, the Modest Chandeleur with the Dark MZ, the Modest Pelipper. I ran Modest on a lot of Mons this week. Adamant Swampert, the Jolly Zeraora, and the Modest Goodra. So hopefully we can play Little Penguin. Hopefully we don't get embarrassed like we did last week, getting 5-0'd on a Trick Room sweep. I checked all my Ives, I checked all my Eves, I checked my movesets, I checked my items. I'm ready to roll. I checked my levels, I made sure everything was good to go. I do play this match here in the next day or so against Little Penguin, so hopefully we can pick up the W and chip away at that -5 differential and work our way back into potential for playoffs. Match match will be up here soon. And as always, Discord's in the link down below. It's open invite. There's no expiration to it. You're welcome to come. You don't have to be subbed to me on Twitch or anything. I'm not even an affiliate on Twitch yet, so I couldn't have a sub anyways. But as always, you're always welcome to join the family. I do stream. Twitch link is in the link down below. If you liked any of the art, like my layout that's currently on screen, my draft logo, link to Griffin Feathers, my artist, is down below, as well as my Twitter, which you can follow to find out when I'm live. So, thank you for watching, and have a good day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this, and hopefully we can pick up that win.